My name is Pastor Carl Soto. My first name is spelled C as in Charlie, A as in Alpha, R as in Randolph, L as in like. My last name is Soto, S-O-T-O. Our organization is Black Lives Matter, Restoration Polk, Inc. I am the vice president. Present with me is also the president and founder of Black Lives Matter, Mr. Jarvis Washington. He is with me, as well as the immediate family of Mrs. Jeannairy Dominguez. And today we are here to discuss the tragic, brutal, untimely death of Mrs. Dominguez that occurred on July 19th, Sunday, 2020. It appears that on that evening of July 19th, on July 19th, Ms. Dominguez was murdered in the presence of her three children in her Lakeland residence on Monroe Street and shot multiple times. As of today, there has been no arrest made, and the family is now growing agitated with the ongoing investigation of LPD, and we're now trying to understand why there has not been an arrest made in this case. We do believe, due to the help of the community and the residents that live on the street of where Mrs. Dominguez was killed, we do have reason to believe that, strong reason to believe that it was an ex-boyfriend and an ex-boyfriend's friend that was an accomplice that committed this heinous act of murder in front of the children. What we don't understand is why LPD has not arrested these two individuals. We do want to thank them for their tireless efforts in their investigation, but we do feel that right now their sacrifices are coming up a bit short, because if we, citizens and civilians of the city of Polk, can come up with substantial evidence that can pinpoint to who did it, and Lakeland police is still indicating that they don't have enough evidence to charge, we have a serious problem with that. Jeannairy was a daughter, she was a friend, she was a mother, and she was loved by many. There should be no reason why she was murdered, brutally murdered in her home in the presence of her children. And there should be no reason why her father, Mr. Dominguez, and her mother, Mrs. Palatino, has to stand here today devastated and heartbroken over the death of this beautiful young angel. We are now calling on the state attorney, Brian Hawes, in his office, and the Lakeland Police Department, Chief Ruben Garcia, Assistant Chief Rick Taylor, and each and every investigator that is in charge with this case to go ahead and make an arrest for the individual that we do know is clearly responsible for this murder. This individual has a track record of being convicted of aggravated stalking. Multiple women have reached out to us to let us know that he has attempted to commit similar crimes against them. That includes physical violence, aggravated stalking, threatening messages, repeated phone calls, and the history of this individual is definitely substantial enough to say that he is also guilty of this crime here. Witnesses have also placed his car there at the time that Mrs. Dominguez was killed. And now Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk stands with the family to ensure justice, to make sure that the people responsible are brought to justice and charged. We are also going to ask that Brian Hawes' office ensure the death penalty, first-degree murder charges against the individuals responsible for this death. I wanted the mother to give an opportunity to really be able to speak on behalf of her daughter. The father, give him the opportunity to speak on behalf of his baby girl. No father should have to outlive their child's death. No mother should have to be preparing for their 25-year-old daughter's funeral because of the hands of individuals who have no regard for human life. So we are also speaking to the people responsible. We let you know that we see you and you will not be able to hide forever. We are going to make sure that the office of Brian Hawes does do a formal prosecution and convict, and we are going to put the pressure on him to ensure the death penalty. I'm going to bring up the mother. I'm going to bring up Mrs. Palatino so she can have the opportunity to address things that she may not have been able to address this morning and be able to speak on behalf of her daughter.
Yes, it's very sad that we have to do things this way when I still believe in justice. My daughter was a mother of 3 children. I have spoken to her an hour prior to what happened. I witnessed over the phone, because I lived in New Jersey and my daughter was here. She came about a month ago to be with that boyfriend. And I witnessed over the phone when he had threatened my daughter to get his people to kill her. I witnessed, and it's not only whatever my daughter told me over the phone, but I could give testimony that my ears heard. She was always a little skeptical about calling the police. And I said, give me the house address so I could send the police over there, because he was a very violent man. So I helped my daughter finding this place where she was living, and she finally left this guy, okay? But the problems didn't end there. He kept threatening her, and he found, I am 100% sure, I told the police department, I have no doubt in my heart that he killed my daughter. I have a lot of reasons to believe that, okay, because I was there. Anytime my daughter had a problem or a situation, she will call me, and I witnessed all the violence. So I know he did it, 100% sure. I spoke with the detective maybe a half an hour ago, and I asked, all the questions is no, or, I mean, there's no, I don't know anything. The LPD has told me nothing, and that is not right, because my daughter was a human being. Yes, we are Latino, we are Hispanic. Maybe is that the problem? We are minority, and we don't have a voice, but I mean, we have cases where it has been resolved way sooner than this. My daughter was not out on the street looking for trouble. She was home. That day she felt sick. When she called me, she couldn't even cook anything for herself. She couldn't even clean. She was so sick, and she basically got killed this way in her own house. Whoever did this don't know if the children were, she was holding my grandkids at hand. They don't know. So they could have killed them too. For the police department not to have any response to me that is so disrespectful. We have approached the sheriff department, and they can't do anything, because if Lakeland police don't ask for help, they can't help. I mean, what is it? They can't handle the case? It's it because we're Latinos? What is it? I just want answers, you know? I don't know. From the police, everything is, I said, okay, if there's any warrant for somebody's arrest for this guy, are you guys looking for this? And the answer is no. I mean, not even, I'm sorry, no, we don't have it. No, it's like, no. I feel, okay? And I am very angry. I am very angry. Besides the pain, okay? Because when my daughter was killed, my granddaughter called me, okay? I FaceTime. I seen my daughter laying on the floor. I knew right away she was shot in the head because of how the blood. I see my daughter dead. I know she was dead, okay? And for a mother to have to see that and not even being able to hear anything from the police, somebody, at this point, today is what? Today is Friday. Come on, this happened last Sunday. I was speaking to my daughter an hour before all this happened. I have to see my daughter. I have to, from over there, call somebody to call the 911 and contact my family to be there, because I couldn't. I was so far away. And for me to get here to Florida and not have a detective or anybody contact me, not even at least to say, I'm sorry for your loss, nothing. I feel that I have been treated way different, because I'm not majority, because I'm minor, because I'm Hispanic, because maybe blacks and Hispanic don't matter. But guess what? My daughter was born in the United States. Yes, we are Hispanic. We came from Dominican Republic. Yes. We live all our life, not all our life, but most of our life here. We pay taxes. We have rights, okay? We have rights. And I want justice for my daughter. They did not kill a dog. They killed a human being, a mother, a good person. She has a lot of friends. She has a lot of friends. She was a good person. I want justice for my daughter.
This is the father.
Okay, she already spoke for me. He spoke for me. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I guess my daughter was thinking that I was going over there and getting some studying. I guess that she was worried about me committing some kind of stupid thing. You know what I'm saying? I just find out when she called me. You know, I ran going that way, but I don't have much information right now of what is going on because I didn't even know this guy. I thought it was in New Jersey, and I told my daughter not to come, so she could try to come back, you know, and then I sent some of the money for the ticket for her to come, but it's really sad that I've been calling the detective to see if I can get any information, and it's like they're not calling me back, and if they send me a message, it'd be like, we're working on it, we're gonna give information right now, and it's already Friday, that was last Sunday night, right? So what is going on? Should I have to go out there and look for the killer myself? I already told the detective. You know, I don't want nobody to go out there and do it. I want them to find these people. Because Jeannie have people who got feeling for her. You understand? I want the justice to be done the right way. That's one thing that I've been telling this detective, you know, because they have to take action right now. Okay? I don't want to find out next day or maybe today that somebody gonna come and tell me, oh, they found these people there somewhere. So what about, I mean, how am I gonna feel that I didn't see these people and I was able to see these people on the face? You know what I mean? Like, you killed my daughter. Why you did this? With all these people too. They're gonna be there looking at these people. And I want these guys too to remember every day when they wake up in the morning, if they be able to go to sleep, to remember what they did to the mother of these 3 kids, children, you know what I'm saying? This is all we try to get from these people, justice. That's the only thing we want from them. What is the big deal? Letting me know one day, giving me a phone call and telling me we're working on it real hard, you know? Yeah, they've been saying, oh, I didn't go to sleep last night because I've been looking, okay? I want them to call me and call me to the station and show me anything. What are you doing? I am the father. I got the rights to know. Show me something, you know? Give me some name, okay? This is what we want right now, and simple. Thank you.
Could you say and spell your first and last name, please?
My name is,
You got to speak into the mic.
yes, my name is Juan Dominguez.
Mr. Dominguez.
And I'm sorry if I didn't tell you my name. You know, my nerves are really fast right now. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also wanted to say, I'm going to be taking questions too, because I'm sure you have them, but also anyone in the community of Lakeland that does have any information regarding the murder of Jeannairy Dominguez, to please reach out to Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk and also the Lakeland Police Department. If you are afraid of reaching out to the police alone, we understand. But we have members with Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk that would love to accompany you, be with you, console you, make sure you know that you have options for protection if that's what you're afraid of. But if you know something and not saying something can hurt this case and cause this to drag out more. But we are pretty confident that we are aware of the 2 individuals responsible for this death. And what the mother was trying to say, what Mrs. Palantino was trying to say is that her granddaughter, Jeannairy's daughter, a small child had to FaceTime her grandmother, This precious young mommy right here had to FaceTime her grandmother to show her grandmother that her mother was on the floor dead. She also was able to identify in her own versions that her mother was hiccuping, and what we now know to believe her last breaths. She had to eyewitness, this precious young soul had to eyewitness the last breath that her mother was taking. That is brutal. And we are calling on the office of Brian Haas to make sure that premeditated murder charges are brought, because we do have reason to believe that based off of the way she was killed, the way that the door was shot, the way the versions of events played out, that this was definitely premeditated and they aimed to execute a beautiful, innocent young mother. Now, if you have any questions, I would gladly answer them.
I'd ask a question for the parents as well. The people responsible for this are still out there. There are obviously more who know about this and aren't speaking up to police. Is there something you would like to say directly to those responsible for taking your daughter's life?
What I will say to both of these individuals that we do know to be responsible is that you can't hide forever. What you did was wrong. And if your conscience is not eating you up to turn yourself in, best believe that this family now has multiple organizations and resources that's going to make sure that the Lakeland Police Department and the State Attorney's Office does their job. I do have confidence that Brian Haas, the State Attorney, will make sure that the appropriate criminal charges are brought against the two individuals responsible. But you're asking me to speak directly to them. You can't hide forever. We know who you are. And either we're going to come and take you to the LPD office, or you turn yourself in, or LPD will come and get you. And I don't think you want to find out what could possibly happen if LPD has to send tactical force or tactical armed forces out there to come and pick you up. What you did was wrong. You did it in front of 3 small children. There is no reason. This woman was not in the life of crime. We're not talking about a drug dealer or a person who was participating in a life of crime. We're talking about an innocent, beautiful 25-year-old who inspired to be something in life, that wanted nothing more than to be the best mother she can be and make things happen for her children. This is a person who who inspired to pursue careers and become something. And there should be no reason why her life was cut short at the age of 25. And again, there should be no reason why Mr. Dominguez has to prepare for the funeral of his baby girl. There should be no reason why Mrs. Palantino has to outlive her children, her daughter, excuse me. So yes, we are definitely letting you know, to those two responsible, that we do see you, and turn yourself in or we're coming.
Can I talk a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, just like he told you. He said, man, I'm a man, okay? You big men, come out. We out here. We ain't hiding from nobody. We ain't hiding from you. We out here waiting for you to be a man. You're man enough to take my life away from us and her kid. Be a man to come out and face what you did. Okay,
Not
if you're a
only
man.
that.
And I'm telling you, not scared of you, come out.
Not only that, but Jeannairy, you have a 1-year-old daughter. You didn't care about these 3 kids because while you guys were living together, you put them out so many times, not caring about them, but at least care for your own daughter and your mother. You don't want your mother to go through what I am going through. I don't want, I forgive him. I want him to know that. I forgive you for taking my daughter's life. You know why I forgive you? Because forgiveness is for my own healing and for my family. And these children needs me. These children needs us. But you did something terrible. And I don't think you did it out of passion, out of the moment, because I hear you so many times threaten her to kill her, okay? But if you don't care, not even about yourself, care about your daughter, okay? You don't want in the future nobody to do what you did to my daughter be done to your daughter, because I'm sure you got a heart. I'm sure you do have a heart, and I'm sure you love your daughter the way I love my daughter, the one you took. I don't hate you. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't. I don't wish bad on you. I just want justice. And whatever the justice is, whatever you're supposed to pay, I want you to pay. I want you to remember every day that you left 3 children without their mother. But I still want your daughter to grow up knowing that she has a father.
How are the children doing? And you've been through so much.
The children, right now, we have so much support. We have families member that came from Pennsylvania. We have people coming from Dominican Republic. We have people coming from Jersey. We are a very good together family, and right now they do have their times, but they're playing and they're seeing people, the family. But like when it's bath time, that's when they cry because they want mommy. And she have told me the other day, Güela, I'm gonna call you. Güela is grandma in Spanish. Güela, I'm gonna call you mommy, but I still gonna miss my mom so much. They are going through, they seen her taking her last breath. I know they're gonna need help, because that's not something you just wake up and it's gone. They are going through, you could see it in their face sometimes where they don't want to talk. You could see they're sad. You could see they're not speaking that much, but they're going through a very hard time.
The sister, before you ended, the sister and the aunt, they just really feel compelled to speak, and they were very close with her, so I wanted to bring them both up, just to give, I know you guys only short time. Sister
I wasn't really planning on speaking about my sister because I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It sucks that she's not here anymore. I was in a house with this man. It's scary to think that, I never thought he would do that. I never thought this man that I'm sitting in front of right now is going to kill my sister in the future. I never thought that. I never thought my sister would be gone. I still haven't completely wrapped my head around it. I feel like she did everything she needed to do while she was on this earth. She was really God's angel. And I feel like she was here for a purpose, and she served that purpose. So I feel like she didn't go out in misery, I guess. Like, she was always happy, despite the situation she was going through. So I think we all need to keep that smile on for our kids, and just try to move forward. And to Jeannairy Moore, they're gonna get you eventually. You can't hide, you can't run. You could try, but they're gonna get you. Yes, and I forgot his name, but Rigo.
2 lives. She was pregnant. He took
They're
2
gonna get
lives
you.
because she was carrying his baby.
I meant to let you, she was, you may not have known,
Yeah.
but she was pregnant at the time of death.
Yes.
1 month pregnant, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just with the question that you guys were asking about the baby and how they're doing. And we had a vigil the other day where we let balloons go up, and Lily took a balloon home. Lily is the oldest, the one that called her grandma. And she holds on to that balloon, and she calls it mommy. And she hugs it, and she kisses it, because that's the only thing she has now to hold on to. So she may not be able to say it because she's tiny, but she's hurting, and we are hurting, because Ginny was a good mom. She may not have been perfect, but she was a good mom. And to hear those shots on the news, it sounded like a war zone. We went into the apartment, and it looked like a war zone, and she was there by herself. No one to defend her. She had no way to defend herself. No way, 2 against 1 with guns. There's no way to defend yourself. So we do want justice. We do want them to face justice.
And she was a tiny person. She didn't even weigh 100 pounds. She was tiny. She was going through a rough pregnancy. She was sick. When I talked to her, she was feeling so sick. And she had lost so much weight. She wasn't even 100 pounds. I mean, how can you do that to a person that can't even defend herself physically?
She had called me at 8:30 before it happened, and I noticed that she wasn't showing her face on the phone. I assumed it was because she was probably crying, because she does not like people to see her down. This man, I don't understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. When they told me what happened, something told me she was already gone. I felt it. I tried to convince myself, no, she's okay, God got her, but something was telling me it was her time to go. And, I'm done. I don't.
We're gonna have Sunday night. We're gonna have a light candle in front of the apartment because we want people to know that we are hurting. And if anybody knows something, they need to come forward. There's neighbors that are holding things that needs to come forward to the police and say it. I'm sure they have daughters, I'm sure they have families that they love, and if this was your family, I'm sure you will like, if I was on the other side, on the side that you are in, that you would like for me to come forward and say if I seen or hear something. So we're gonna do a candlelight at 8 Sunday night at the apartment where my daughter was killed.
Excuse me, I had made a mistake. Even though she's very close with her, she's like a sister. The biological sister, the true sister is. No, that is a sister. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It was a message that I received. Okay, so it's 2 children. Okay, but the address to the candlelight vigil.
It's 1039 Monroe Street.
1039 Monroe Street. And did you have any more questions for us? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Justice for Jeannie.
Justice
Amen.
for
Justice for
Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Yes.